A question that I get from sellers all the time is, what process should I follow when I want to crack into a new account? You might have an enterprise account, you might be in mid-market and SMB, you might have somebody who's gone out on maternity leave and has given you an account that you now need to figure out how to crack. So, what process should we follow? When I talk to reps, I also find that one, the process isn't there, but two, if it is, it's usually pretty broken. Here's the kicker. When you also interview for sales roles, one of the questions you'll typically get is, tell us about your process. What makes you different? How do you run through an account? What do you do to open up a new account? If we gave you IBM today, what would you do with it? And what I think is really important is developing that process, because when I ask that question in interviews, I usually get a whole mess of answers. So let's pretend that IBM is in fact the account and you're responsible for it for North America. What do we do first? Number one, go to LinkedIn. Do you even know anybody who works for IBM? Do you have contacts there, former coworkers there? Are you first degree connected to anyone there? LinkedIn is such a treasure trove for that information, so go there first. I just want to know what's going on with the account, who's there, do I have any common connections? I want to start to get my head around that. Now, the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my CRM, because that is a source of truth for what's happened in that account so far. And the first thing I'm looking for is opportunities. Tell me what I need to know about IBM and its relationship with my company. Have we had opportunities there before? Have we closed won opportunities? Have we worked with different divisions there? Have we worked with different divisions there, but perhaps they've churned? Have we worked with the account as a whole, but then we lost it a couple of years ago? I'm looking to see what I can learn about the history of the account through all the data that's available to me within my CRM. Now, inside of that, I also want to know what's happening with those opportunities. Are they still ongoing? Are they with account managers? Are they with relationship managers? What's happening there? I also want to know, are there a ton of opportunities that have never converted? Can I look at this account and find that there were 19 opportunities that were created and we still haven't closed a single one? I want to start to dig into this. I want to learn this account inside and out. So tell me about the history of the account. What have you done with us so far? And when I'm saying that, I'm obviously talking to myself, but I'm talking to myself and basically the CRM. So what can I learn about that? Now, the other thing that I want to look for is my close won and my close loss opportunities to see who was attached to those opportunities. Are those people still there? Have they been promoted? Have they gone to different divisions? Are they at different companies? Are they at different companies in my existing territory? I want to look at the individuals that are attached to those records, because that will help me figure out, can I reach out to them? Are they in different places? Are they in different places, perhaps in my territory? I want to know as much as I can about that account. And then the next thing I'm going to do after I've ascertained that is I'm going to start to do my outreach. So let's say, for instance, there were 5 opportunities in IBM's history with us. I'm going to go and find those 3 opportunities that were closed lost, and I'm going to look at the individuals, see if they're there, and if they are, I'm going to reach out. My subject line is going to be really clear using Show Me You Know Me. Now, if you don't know Show Me You Know Me yet, please look at all of our other content on YouTube, or you can also go to shorts.samsalesconsulting.com to find all of our playbooks all about Show Me You Know Me. Now, my Show Me You Know Me subject line will be pretty straightforward. It'll say something like my company name plus IBM plus your previous consideration of us, or something like that. And then I'm going to open up and say, hi, Carlos. I can see from our records that you've previously considered working with us. I see a couple of notes, 1, 2, 3, for my predecessor, and I wanted to see if I could find some time to chat with you about how we might restart those conversations. It doesn't have to be exactly that, but what you want to say in this email is you want to succinctly say, I've done my homework, I know about the considerations you've had with us before, and here's also a way I might be able to add value. What we don't want to do when we reach out to those opportunities is say something like, hey, I would love to talk to you about how we can work with you together again, or I'm your new account manager. Do you have 10 minutes to get together and talk about your account? Because that's value for you, not value for the buyer. So what we want to do in that email, again, is reach out, smart subject line, talk about the fact that we've done our homework, and offer some value. Perhaps, as an example, you find something in the CRM record that says something like, person didn't move forward because we didn't have this integration, didn't move forward because our InfoSec was in the wrong place, something like that. So you might say, I know that this was a key feature you needed. I know single sign-on was really important to you. I know this piece of analytical reporting was really important. And I'm excited to tell you we've got it. I'd love to find some time with you to talk about if your needs are still the same, talk about this product development, and see perhaps if we could do business with you at this point. Think about these things. When you get to know these accounts inside and out and you get really smart with your outreach, this is where you start to do a little bit of magic. Now, the final thing that I would say is look for who knows who within that account. So take a look at your executives first and foremost. I would go to my boss, my skip level, and maybe one skip level above that. What I'm looking for is being connected with those people to see, do they know anybody in IBM? Do we share any common connections specifically within the buyer personas that we're trying to get in front of? This is also where magic can really ensue because you're using your relationships, brand recognition, name recognition across all of these steps to get into the account as fast as you possibly can. My final piece of information for you here is to think about the standard response I get to that interview question. When I ask, tell me about your process to crack into an account, I typically hear back from somebody, well, I'm going to go and see, who I know in the account. I'm going to do some outreach. I'm going to look at intent data. I'm going to find my buyer persona, and then I'll send some emails and then I'm going to set meetings. And when I get those meetings set, here's what I'm going to do. The person basically fast forwards through the entire prospecting model, the entire show me, you know me process. They're not telling me anything there that's specific or process driven. So when I hear that answer, I already know they're probably not a right fit for our team. If you ask me, or if you ask any of the top performers I ever managed and say, tell me about your process, they're going to say, how much time do you have? They're going to run you through their process because they're proud of it. They know it's different. They know it's thorough, and they know that they're going to be able to detail for you exactly how they're going to win. That's exactly what you should look to do. So think about the process that I laid out. You've got 4 key steps, right? Using very basic technology, LinkedIn, your CRM, LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and in an instant, you can find who knows who, your history of the account, and do some killer show me, you know me outreach. Now, the very final tip here, when you think about looking at your bosses and skip levels, or maybe other people within the organization that are really important, and you find that they know people within that account, and you think, how do I ask you for an introduction? Again, take a look at our other YouTube content or our short subscriptions because we have so many plays on exactly how to do things like this the right way.